When you go to a coffee shop and see someone ordering an espresso, you might think, why an espresso?
Wow, is that coffee? Let me analyze its chemical compounds.
It's just regular coffee, no chemicals added.
That sense of wonder of yours is actually not weird at all. In the late 19th century, before the espresso machine was created for the first time,
Perfect. The ultimate caffeine engine is finally ready.
the coffee brewing process in Italian coffee shops generally took about 4 to 5 minutes to serve a single cup of coffee to a customer. Waiting 4 to 5 minutes might not feel long, but if we go back to late 19th century Europe, especially when the Industrial Revolution was in full swing, that 5-minute wait was an economic disaster for both shop owners and workers. When hundreds of workers swarmed the coffee shops in the morning or during their lunch break, waiting 5 minutes for your own coffee might not be an issue. But what if there were 10 people in front of you queuing for the exact same coffee process, creating an incredibly long line?
The perfect espresso takes patience.
Many workers ended up not having time to drink their coffee, or they had to return late to the factory and face sanctions. From the perspective of coffee science, a brewing time that was too long using these ancient methods severely ruined the flavor. When coffee grounds are steeped in hot water for a full 5 minutes, the water doesn't just extract the oils and sugars that create a good taste, it also starts to dissolve chemical compounds that are bitter, harsh, and astringent. These ancient methods often boiled the coffee directly over a fire. Water that was too hot, reaching a boiling point of 100 degrees Celsius, burned the delicate coffee oils and eliminated the volatile aromas, the scents that easily evaporate. As a result, coffee back in the day generally tasted very bitter, thick and sharp, so people had to mix it with a lot of sugar just to make it drinkable. This situation meant a barista could only serve a few cups of coffee within a matter of minutes. Shop owners lost huge potential profits during the morning rush hour due to physical limitations and their brewing equipment. On the flip side, factory owners complained about the laborers' productive time being wasted just queuing for coffee outside the factory area. When Angelo Moriondo patented an early prototype in 1884, which was later perfected by Luigi Bezzera and Desiderio Pavoni in the early 1900s, the economic map of coffee shops changed completely.
Excuse me, can I get one espresso over here?
Because coffee could now be served in 30 seconds, workers no longer needed to sit around for long.
Fresh air and fresh beans.
Thus, the culture of drinking coffee while standing at the shop's bar was born, a culture that still sticks around in Italy today, before they headed straight to work. This greatly saved shop space and increased profit per square meter of the store. This efficiency lowered the production cost per cup, turning quality coffee into an affordable commodity for all social classes, rather than just a luxury drink for the bourgeois who had plenty of free time to relax. After World War II, specifically in 1947, Achille Gaggia perfected the espresso machine with a lever system. This machine was capable of producing up to 9 bars of pressure. This was the first time crema, or what we call the golden foam layer on top of an espresso, could be created perfectly. In this era, espresso became highly popular and was considered the pinnacle of lifestyle because the shiny, chrome-plated Gaggia and Fama espresso machines were seen as modern post-war artworks in Italy and Europe, and drinking espresso at an Italian bar became a symbol of la dolce vita, or the sweet life. Everything changed when American coffee culture underwent mass globalization. Namely, when Howard Schultz, the owner of Starbucks, went to Milan in 1983, he was mesmerized by the romance of the Italian espresso bar. He wanted to bring that concept to America. However, a massive market problem emerged. The majority of global palates were not used to the bitter, thick, and intense taste of pure espresso.
I can't reach it.
Espresso started to be drowned in lots of foamy milk and flavored syrups, caramel, vanilla, hazelnut. This led to the birth of the cafe latte, giant-sized cappuccinos, and even the frappuccino, cold blended coffee. Coffee shops no longer designed their bars for a quick drink and let's go, but rather provided plush sofas, Wi-Fi, and jazz music. Cafes became a place to hang out for hours, work, or go on dates. In this era, Pure Espresso began to be sidelined. Espresso shifted its function from the main drink to merely a base foundation whose bitterness was intentionally masked by sugar and milk. Today, if someone walks into a modern cafe and just orders a cup of single or double espresso,
Scusi, un caffè per favore. Actually, make that a frappuccino.
the vibe will feel in stark contrast to the person ordering an iced caramel macchiato. Pure Espresso only has a volume of 30 to 60 milliliters. This drink will cool down in less than 3 minutes. If someone orders this, psychologically speaking, they are indeed engaging in a utilitarian transaction. They need an instant high dose of caffeine to start working immediately, fight off sleepiness, or head to a meeting. They are not buying the hangout experience at that cafe, but rather buying the chemical function of the coffee. In big commercial cafes, ordering a pure espresso is often considered old-fashioned because the menu is already dominated by liter-sized sugary drinks. But uniquely, in the specialty coffee world,
Let's see how this research blend turns out.
for hardcore coffee enthusiasts, ordering a pure espresso is the highest way to test the quality of coffee beans, single origin, and the barista's skills, much like people enjoying expensive wine or whiskey without any mixers.
Excuse me, can I get a smaller chair and table?
When the coffee industry entered the third wave coffee era, manual brew techniques like the Hario V60 were born. Its presence truly broke the dominance of the espresso machine and changed how we define pleasure in a cup of coffee.
The extraction is perfect!
If we agree that espresso was not designed to be sipped slowly for an hour while typing on a laptop, then what is its role in today's modern cafes? Espresso is the economic foundation of the cafe. It becomes the fuel for the commercial menus that keep the cafe alive, from lattes and cappuccinos to palm sugar milk coffee. Without espresso, a cafe wouldn't be able to serve hundreds of customers quickly. The Hario V60 is a cone-shaped device with a 60-degree angle from Japan that began gaining global popularity in the mid-2000s. This plastic, ceramic, or glass tool, costing just a few dozen dollars, managed to shake the dominance of espresso machines, costing tens of thousands of dollars.
Wow, your pour is absolutely perfect!
The V60 proved that coffee doesn't always have to be bitter and thick. Through the V60 filter paper, the subtle fruity compounds, acidity, and floral notes of Arabica coffee beans can pass through perfectly without being overpowered by the thickness of coffee oils. Suddenly, people realized, wait, Why does this coffee taste like jasmine tea? Or why is there a blueberry flavor in here?
Too tight! I can't breathe!
The V60 is the reason someone sits for a long time at a cafe. Its brewing process, which takes 3 minutes, creates a spectacle, the art of pouring.